Thanks to this past year, you have discovered the joy of homeschooling, and now you know it was possible to have family dinner every evening. You've worked through some of the issues as a family and bonded in new and wonderful ways. And now, the question before you, should I place my children back into the public education system? Let's talk about the reasons why you should keep your children home. Welcome to Morning Tea.
Hi, I'm Joanne Jolie, business owner and entrepreneur, licensed yacht helmsman, mother, grandmother, and musical artist.
As a foundation for this discussion, in a nutshell, I homeschooled my 5 children, K through 12. We generally did our schoolwork from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. After that, extracurricular activities such as the music and sports, arts, friends, lots of play. There was no homework. We had very few exams. And today, they all have higher education degrees, including 1 with a business administration on a full golf scholarship, 2 have their Juris Doctors, 1 has a Master's of Engineering on a full scholarship also, another has a Master of Psychology working on her doctorate as well. All are musicians, brown or black belts, with all sorts of entrepreneurial endeavors. First, homeschooling is not public school at home. It's more like tutoring, one-on-one. We have flexibility, which is so important because every child is unique and learns differently. Public schools, out of necessity, tend to cater to a particular learning style which just doesn't work well or at all for others. Regular exams are necessary to see how this large classroom of children are absorbing the material. Homeschooling parents know what the child knows, and so testing is just not as important. Number 2, in the homeschool, we can take advantage of interests in the moment. If a child gets really excited about a topic, then we can just stop everything in its tracks, grab the moment, create research projects, paragraph and essay writing around this topic. We can find movies and documentaries, take field trips, whatever you can dream up to immerse the child in that interest while it lasts. Number 3, we have freedom. Freedom to do exactly what we want. If we want to take advantage of an off-season airfare or take a trip during the week to places that are generally crowded on the weekend, no problem if you're homeschooling. And how about eliminating that drive to and from a campus every day? What can you do with a couple of extra hours in your busy day? And it's great to know that you're not contributing to pollution and traffic jams. And also very important is that you can have kitty draped around your neck during math class. Makes it so much more fun. Starting about the 4th grade, my children became independent and really taught themselves, under my direction and supervision, of course. But when each of them started in public education, which was generally around the time they went to the local community college, I never had to help them with scheduling or getting out of bed and being on time or getting their homework done. They knew how to be self-starting. They knew how to set goals, to find answers, to plan, manage their own lives. Next, number 5, in the public education system, children of the same age are grouped together in a space all day. Now, in the homeschool environment, there is an age integration, which is so much healthier for children, and it really helps contribute to leadership skills. The older children help to teach the younger children. Just look at this picture of my girls here, curled up on the puffy couch. The little one is practicing her reading lesson while her sister is learning how to teach. She's learning teaching skills and patience while the little one is behaving herself and being respectful to her older sibling. Number 6, at home, no one falls through the cracks, no one fails. When I started homeschooling my first child, I noticed that she would confuse her D's, B's, and P's. Now, let's examine the structure of those letters. We have a circle and a stem. In the D, the stem goes up on the right. In the B, the stem goes up on the left. And the P, the stem goes down on the left. Now, how many intelligent young students in a large classroom got lost in the shuffle, became confused, developed reading problems which created learning hurdles later? Some of these children started failing tests and they got labeled as slow. These things don't happen in the tutoring environment of a homeschool. There is no failing. If the child doesn't understand something, then we simply take more time, go over everything until they get it. And there's no worries about competition. Sports and entrepreneurial pursuits provide ample opportunity for the kids to try and to fail and to build important resilience that they will need to manage themselves in the adult world. Number 7, in the homeschool, there's no bullying. Okay, our kids just don't need to be bullied and suffer daily, miserable peer pressure in order to grow up normally. Childhood is so short and there is plenty of time in the rest of their lives to get attacked and beaten up on social media platforms where there's rampant cruelty and no justice. At home, justice can be served quickly and fairly, as it should. Children should feel secure and happy in their formative years. Let them be innocent for as long as possible, with as many happy memories as you can stuff into those little heads. You may ask about socialization. Research has shown that this is just not an issue. Homeschooling children are not isolated. They don't struggle socially. Homeschooling parents care very much that their children interact with others, and they get them involved with homeschooling groups where the families work together and they create field trips and different events together. In these environments, children can bump up against different personality types and different belief systems, and they can ask questions when they're home. You know how it is as adults. If we wind up with 2 or 3 good, long-term, genuine friendships, we're really lucky. Our children just don't need dozens of friends. Just a few good relationships. The ones that have your back, they don't turn away from you when there's smoke and fire. Number 9, at home you can teach your values and your religious persuasion as you see fit. God gave those children to you and you're responsible for them, not the state. The state should have no say in what they're taught. I mean, obviously, loving homeschool parents want to make sure that their children are going to walk out the door with the knowledge and the skills to be able to act in society, to be capable, contributing members. Of course, there are homeschooling failure stories, but they don't come close to the disastrous state of public education today. You know, in the United States today, test scores are so far below the international average and still falling. And due to the collapse of Judeo-Christian values in our society and in the public education system, they have to integrate subjects into the curriculum. They're just inappropriate and they're just not part of academics. And I've heard the argument, our public education system is failing our children, but we should stay involved to help change things. But I say our children's education is way too important to be experimented with. Another question that comes up a lot is, what about my job? What about my career? Well, I'll tell you, these things are always attainable, but your children will be gone before you can blink your eyes. In the working world, you are revolving around the center of someone else's universe. But at home, you are the center of the universe for those children who genuinely need you. They genuinely need the love that only you can give them. As essential as you may be at work, your job will replace you tomorrow if you disappear. But to your children, you're irreplaceable. You might ask about the tough subjects, worrying about teaching algebra, high school courses. I'll tell you, you might actually have fun with it. I got my high school education all over again, but this time I finally understood geometry. I fell in love with geometry. I got so excited about history because now it wasn't just a bunch of facts to memorize, but it was a really thought-provoking look at what has gone on in our world. And I got a lot of gaps filled in. When I did get stuck, I reached out to the homeschooling community support groups. I found experts within the group to help me get over the hurdles. So should you continue homeschooling? I'll tell you, it's the smartest investment you can make into your family. My greatest ROI has come from the years homeschooling my children, who are now my trusted friends. They're often my mentors. They have fresh perspective and, they've got their ear to the ground. Thank you so much for being here. Every week we put up new content, so make sure you subscribe to this channel and get on over to joannejolie.com and be on my official mail list, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.